Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Ages Adventures, and happy Marvel Monday. And also, this is my 100th video. Today's fanfic will be what if Bucky didn't fall to his death. And also, this will be the shortest fanfic I've ever done, but yeah. Bucky Barnes, also known as the Winter Soldier, was on a mission to retrieve a dangerous weapon from a heavily guarded facility. As he infiltrated the building, alarms went off, and Bucky found himself facing a group of armed guards. He fought fiercely, but eventually, one of the guards managed to knock him off a high platform. As Bucky fell, he reached out to grab onto something, anything to stop his descent. His hand closed around a metal pipe, and he swung wildly before finally coming to a stop. He clung to the pipe, gasping for air as he looked up to see the guards rushing towards him. Not today. He quickly climbed up the pipe and made his way back to the platform. The guards arrived just as Bucky reached the top, but he was ready for them. He fought with a renewed ferocity, using his training and skills he had honed as the Winter Soldier. Freeze! Put your hands up. I don't think so. Bucky took out the guards one by one, never letting up for a moment. Finally, he stood victorious, the weapon securely in his possession. Time to get out of here. He disappeared into the shadows, ready for his next mission. From that moment on, he would always be remembered as the soldier who never fell. What would Bucky do when Steve got frozen in ice? Bucky Barnes and Steve Rogers, also known as Captain America, were on a mission to stop a dangerous group from acquiring a powerful weapon. During the mission, Steve was separated from the rest of the team and found himself surrounded by the enemy. Despite his best efforts, Steve was ultimately defeated and frozen in a block of ice. Steve! Bucky searched the battlefield, desperately looking for any sign of his friend. When he finally found Steve's frozen form, he was filled with a mix of anger and sadness. I won't leave you here. Bucky struggled to carry Steve's frozen body back to their base, where the team worked tirelessly to find a way to thaw him out. After several attempts, they finally succeeded and Steve emerged, alive and well. What happened? You took one for the team, as usual. We got you back, though. From that moment on, Bucky was always by Steve's side, watching his back and supporting him as they continued to fight for what was right. Their bond, forged by their shared experiences on the battlefield, would never be broken. Would Bucky take the super soldier serum? Bucky Barnes and Steve Rogers were discussing the effects of the super soldier serum, which had transformed Steve into Captain America, who had seen the effects of the serum firsthand. Bucky, who had seen the effects of the serum firsthand, was considering taking it himself. Bucky, I don't know if that's a good idea. The serum has some dangerous side effects, and we don't know what it will do to you. I've seen what it can do for you, Steve. I can help more if I have those abilities. But at what cost? We don't know what it will do to you long term. I'm willing to take that risk. I need to be able to protect those I care about. And this serum could give me that power. In the end, Bucky decided to take the serum, and the results were remarkable. He gained enhanced strength, speed, and agility, making him a formidable force on the battlefield. Steve, you were right. This serum is incredible. However, Bucky soon discovered that the serum came with a heavy price. He was plagued by memories of his past as the Winter Soldier and struggled to reconcile his new abilities with his old self. Despite the challenges, Bucky never lost his resolve to use his newfound powers for good. Would Bucky still become the Winter Soldier? Bucky Barnes was captured by a mysterious organization and subjected to extensive brainwashing and experimentation, transforming him into the Winter Soldier. After being rescued by his old friend, Steve Rogers, Bucky was trying to come to terms with his past actions and regain control of his own mind. Bucky, I know what they did to you, but we can help you get past this. How can I ever make up for the things I did as the Winter Soldier? How can I live with myself? By starting over, Bucky, by using your strength and courage to make a difference in the world. You're not defined by what they did to you, but by what you do now. Can I really start over? Can I ever be the person I used to be before all of this? You already are that person, Bucky. And no matter what happens, I'll always be here to support you. In the end, Bucky chose to embrace his new identity and use his abilities for good. He worked to make amends for his past actions and became a valuable member of the team, using his skills and training to help those in need. Despite the challenges he faced, Bucky never lost his determination to be a better man and make the world a better place. Did Bucky join the Avengers? Bucky Barnes had just finished a mission with Steve Rogers, also known as Captain America, when they were approached by Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man. Captain, I have an offer for you both. How would you guys like to join the Avengers? The Avengers? What's the catch? No catch. We need strong, capable individuals to help us protect the world. And let's face it, you two have proven time and time again that you're more than up for the job. I'm in. Me too. And so, Bucky and Steve joined the Avengers, working alongside some of the strongest heroes in the world to protect humanity and fight against evil. They used their skills and training to take on the most dangerous threats and help those in need. This is what we were made for, Steve. We're making a real difference. And we couldn't have done it without each other. Together, Bucky and Steve proved to be a formidable force, always working together to overcome even the toughest obstacles and save the day. Would Steve still be frozen in ice? Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes were discussing the events that led to Steve being frozen in ice. I never thought I'd be stuck in that ice for so long. I know, buddy. But you're back now. That's what matters. But what if it happens again? What if I'm forced to spend another 70 years in that frozen state? That won't happen. We'll make sure of it. In the end, Steve's fears were proven unwarranted. With the help of his friends and allies, he was able to prevent any future incidents that might have led to him being frozen in ice again. Instead, he continued to fight for what was right, always ready to put himself on the line to protect those he loved. I never thought I never would have made it this far without you, Bucky. And I never would have made it without you, pal. We make a pretty good team. Together, Steve and Bucky continued to stand for what was right, always fighting for a better world and inspiring others to do the same. Would Bucky and Steve get together after Steve was frozen in ice? Peggy Carter and Bucky Barnes were talking about Steve Rogers and the events that led to him being frozen in ice. I can't believe Steve is gone. I know, he was a good man, one of the best. I just wish things could have been different, that we could have had more time together. Peggy, I know this is hard, but we have to be strong for Steve. He wouldn't want us to give up. You're right. I don't know what to do without. I don't know how to go on without him. You don't have to go through this alone. I'll be here for you, always. Over time, Peggy and Bucky grew closer, finding comfort and support in each other. They leaned on each other as they worked to rebuild their lives, eventually realizing that their feelings for each other had grown into something more. Bucky, I never thought I'd feel this way again, but I've fallen in love with you. Peggy, I've fallen in love with you. I love you too, more than anything. And so, Peggy and Bucky found love after the loss of Steve, creating a new chapter in their lives and honoring his memory by making the world a better place. They proved that it was possible to find happiness after heartbreak, and that love could endure even in the toughest times. How would Steve react to Bucky and to how would Steve react to Bucky and Peggy being together? Steve Rogers had just returned from being frozen in ice and was catching up with Peggy Carter and Bucky Barnes. During their conversation, he noticed that something seemed different between Peggy and Bucky. Is there something you two want to tell me? Steve, Bucky and I, we've fallen in love, Steve. You two are together? We know it might be a shock. But we don't want to hide it from you. But we didn't want to hide it from you. I never would have expected this, but if you're both happy, then that's what matters. Thank you, Steve. We know it's not the same as being with Peggy, but we'll always cherish your friendship. That's all I could ever ask for, guys. You two are like family to me, and I'm happy to see you two found happiness together. Peggy and Bucky breathed a sigh of relief, grateful for Steve's understanding and support. And so, the three of them continued to work together, always fighting for what was right, and supporting each other through thick and thin. They proved that love would endure, even in the face of the greatest challenges, and that true friendship could withstand anything life might throw their way. What would Steve and Bucky do after Peggy died? Peggy Carter had just passed away, and Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes were sitting together, paying their respects. I can't believe she's gone. She was a true hero, one of the strongest people I ever knew. She was the love of my life, Bucky. I don't know how to go on without her. I know, Steve. I feel the same way about Sarah. But we have to keep going. We have to honor Peggy and Sarah's memories by making the world a better place. You're right, Bucky. We'll make sure that their legacies live on. And so, Steve and Bucky threw themselves into their work, fighting for what was right and making a difference in the world. They continued to support each other, just as Peggy would have wanted them to do. And as they looked back on their lives, they were proud of all they had accomplished, and grateful for the love and friendship they shared. Peggy would have been proud of us, Steve. She always was, and she always will be. Together, Steve and Bucky proved that even in the face of loss, love and friendship could endure, and that their bond, forged through years of shared experiences and battles fought side by side, would always remain unbreakable. Alright guys, that was the end of the fanfic. So right now I'll do my closing and say bye. Make sure to like, comment in the discussion tab, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!